Okay guys, so it's getting late where I am, and thought I said clear all this. Here we go. So going to take you through just a bit of a brief introduction to Metasploit framework of Venom. Just into that. This is just one of the tools used to create payloads and all that. We can use the command H to bring up this list. Not really important now since you can just enter it, but if you ever need that help, just type -H for with the Metasploit framework. I think you always need to run it, because you need to run the Metasploit Venom before you can actually run a command. So what we're going to do is we're going to list them. Now, list is an interesting one because it'll list out everything. We want to just take a look at the payloads. So we want to list payloads only, and then hit enter. It can take some time. This is a rather large system. Okay, so now I picked out a little one that I've used, a little payload I've used before. Now we need payload options because they decided to make this much more complicated once they got rid of backtrack, and I'm still catching up. So shell and reverse underscore TCP. Now this is a common one to use. I've used it against, I think, Windows 7 and Windows XP, or not too sure. I think. Now this is nice, not all that long, which confuses me because my other computer running this exact same command jumped out to be much longer than this. Yeah, so maybe it will work here. We want to run. We'll leave this as that. We'll just write the whole thing from scratch. It's going to be long though. Venom. A for architecture. And we're going to use the x86. Now, I haven't managed to get this to work yet. Again, not as familiar with Kali as I'd like to be, and never done anything on Venom, but trying to learn and teach at the same time. Just need to keep one lesson ahead of you guys. It's from Simpsons for those of you who don't know. Windows shell reverse underscore TCP. Set the local host. As you can tell, these are the settings that we need. Figured I'll go through it as we progress. Now, I need to set the IP address. We're 10.0.2.15, I think. But I'm not 100% sure, so I'll open up a new one and run the ifconfig. Config. Yep. Okay, so the idea is to set this as the local host if the file were to output correctly, and then we want to do the local port. Now, again, just remember, hit the enter. No, I'm going to run this through a couple of times in case it does work or doesn't. Now, if we hit enter here, it's going to say something like invalid methods. Whew, no encoders or bad carriers, just outputting real payload. So that's what it's output. So that's not bad, not what we're particularly looking for, but we'll encode it. Now I believe this might be where my issue actually is. I'm not too sure if I even have this file in my system. Set the format as an executable. The output file to test.exe. We'll see if anything happens here. I'm going to assume that it comes up with a undefined method data store. Yep. So this is where I've had the problem before. Gonna try taking this out and using dashes instead of equals. I don't think it's going to do anything, but yeah, so that didn't do anything. But I'm going to assume that this was where the issue was. So I'm using the wrong encoder, I'm using the wrong pathway to the encoder. So next video we'll just do a quick catch up in this, and now it said that it saved the file to the root, I believe. Root. Thought it was root. Saved as a. So I'm not too sure where I've meant to save it, but hopefully we can find for those of you that don't know, test.exe, I'm hoping. No such file or directory. Okay, so that's not what I was hoping for. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can just do that. Whew. Okay, so that hasn't done everything that I was hoping for. Yeah, still hasn't done the output that I was hoping. So we'll clear this, and I'll try to get back to you with the finished version of this tutorial. Again, just subscribe if you want, and hoping that, yeah. Good luck and see you next time.